Welcome back, guys. And today I want to talk about cross generation. Why it's very important currently right now in the current gaming climate to have cross generation, and why it's not only beneficial to the companies that do it, it's beneficial to the consumers as well. And today I'm gonna give you my opinion on why that is. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Cross generation has been a really big, huge problem in the gaming community for a very long time. A lot of gamers feel that it should be generational, where they should make games for the current hardware and not the old hardware. And it's been something that's been debated in the gaming community for many years. And currently, in this current gaming climate, we have it yet again a problem within the community where people feel like they should be developing games for the current hardware and not the last gen hardware. And this has been going on in the PlayStation community for a little while now, since the launch of the PlayStation 5. But you have to look at it from their perspective as well, because Sony announced when they announced PlayStation 5 last year that they believe in generations, so they do not believe in cross generation when it comes to new games coming out for their platform. And because of this, a lot of gamers took their word at it. And when they had to go back on that, a lot of gamers got upset. And the reason why they get upset is because they feel that if you make games for the last gen and current gen hardware, it limits the capability of what the developers can do with the new hardware. And people feel like they should be focusing more on the new hardware to make better graphics, better frame rates, and things of that sort. So I can understand understand why they're upset, and I can understand it from their perspective. But we have to look at the current gaming climate right now. And I came across an article maybe 2, 3 weeks ago before I decided to make this video, before I started hearing a lot about it in the gaming community, where there are only maybe 20 to 30 PlayStation 5s out there in the world, where there are over 400 million PlayStation 4s out there. So Sony has no other choice but to make games cross generational so that they can make their profit. And as gamers, we should understand it, because when they do well, we get rewarded as well with deals. Remember, they also had to take a huge cut on the manufacturing of the PlayStation 5. And no, I'm not white knighting for corporations. I'm not white knighting for Sony. I'm not a Sony fanboy. I'm not a fanboy at all. I'm just stating the facts and looking at it logically, because currently, right now in the gaming climate, we just got out of a pandemic. They're having a hard time finding the materials to manufacture the PlayStation 5. And there are only 20, 30 million units out there. Sony has no other choice but to make these games cross generational, like Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, and games like that that are big AAA games that they want all their fans to purchase. And I can understand why Sony's making this decision and why they're going in this route. But some gaming community can't understand it, because they really want it to be generational, where we develop games for the current generation of hardware and not the last gen hardware, which is the PlayStation 4. I can understand it, but from Sony's perspective and from a logical perspective, they just can't do that right now. They had to take a huge hit on manufacturing the PlayStation 5. That's one reason why they have to do this. The second is because of the pandemic. So they didn't get to sell a lot of their hardware throughout the last year. And even though they sold 20 to 30 million units, they couldn't manufacture enough to keep up with the demand. And that's why there's a shortage of PlayStation 5s out there in the world, which hence the reason why they need to make some of these games cross generational. Now we got Demon Souls, we got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart only for the PlayStation 5. And I believe Sony can do this. I believe Sony can make a lot of the games cross generational, but certain games that can only be developed for the PlayStation 5, only for the PlayStation 5. But I feel like they have to be really smart about this, because they don't want to upset their current fan base who own PlayStation 4s, because these are loyal customers as well. So I'm thinking from a logical perspective and from a business perspective that Sony has no choice but to do this. If you ask me, they justify it by doing it, and they're not trying to renege or lie to the consumer. But a lot of gamers felt like that, because they felt like if Sony was not ready to release this hardware yet, they should have waited to a year or two into after everything settled down, which I truly agree with you on. I agree 100% on that. But they didn't wait. They wanted to get the hardware out when they said it was, and they did. But because of the pandemic and the equipment they need to manufacture consoles was had a shortage, it made it really hard to manufacture PlayStation 5 for a lot of consumers out there. And the same thing is going on with Microsoft's new hardware, Xbox Series X and S. And if developers want to make these games cross generational to continue to make their profit to keep afloat, I say we should support them. And I think that as gamers should understand what last year was like, what we had to deal with, and what they had to deal with, working from home and things like that. That this is a way for them to recoup their losses. This is a way for them to continue to be afloat by giving by making IPs that can be played on both hardwares. Because the PlayStation 4 is still an amazing machine, and a lot of us still own our PlayStation 4. So I don't see what the harm is, and I can give Sony a pass on this. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Why? Why not? Tell me your thoughts on it. Do you believe in cross generation is a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you feel like the things that I stated in this video have some merit and that it's a good reason why we should give Sony a break? Let me know what all you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for sending to the video. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button. And make sure you share. Make sure you hit that notification bell, subscribe button to be notified when we upload more content. And remember, gaming is a lifestyle, not a hobby. Talk to you later.